Listen closely, because this story doesn't start with a scream. It starts with a phone call. Quiet, ordinary. The kind of moment you would never expect to change everything. Hey, so Colin, do you know Anna? A pause, just long enough to feel something shift. Last night, she passed away. No warning. No time to prepare. Just gone. Like a light switched off without mercy. This is Colin Strickland. And in this moment, his world is beginning to crack. Because the woman he once loved, Anna Wilson, has just been taken brutally, violently, and only hours earlier. But before that call, before the shock, before the truth began to unravel, there was another call, one filled with panic, fear, and confusion. 911, what's your emergency? My friend. She's on the bathroom floor. There's blood everywhere. I don't know what happened. Please. That trembling voice belonged to Caitlyn Cash. And what she had just walked into was something no one is ever prepared to see. Panic, confusion, fear. The kind that makes your hands shake, your voice crack, your mind race with questions that have no answers. When officers arrived, they stepped into a scene that felt wrong immediately. Not just tragic, but calculated, controlled, deliberate. At first glance, it looked like a robbery gone wrong. Something quick, chaotic, unfortunate. But then, the clues started speaking, and what they said changed. Everything. This wasn't random. This wasn't desperation. This was planned. And the deeper investigators looked, the darker the story became, layer by layer, truth by truth. Because this wasn't just murder. This was something more personal, more dangerous. This was a love triangle, and somewhere inside it, someone was hiding a deadly secret. May 11th, 2022. A quiet day that would end in violence. A call comes in urgent, desperate. A woman says her friend is barely alive. She's not breathing. There's blood on her face. The back of her head. Officers rush in, moving fast. Adrenaline high, hoping, just hoping, that maybe there's still time. But there isn't. There's fluid on the floor, cerebrospinal. Fluid, a sign that the damage is catastrophic, that the bullets didn't just hit, they destroyed. Instant death. No saving her. No second chance. No miracle waiting around the corner. And in that moment, the focus shifts. If they can't save her, they can still find who did this. They can still bring justice. And right now, the only person who might have answers is Caitlyn. She tells police that Anna had been with Colin all day. They went swimming, spent time together. Everything seemed normal, calm, even peaceful, until it wasn't, because just hours later, Anna is dead. And now, Colin becomes a person of interest, not because he was seen committing the crime, but because he was the last person to see her alive. And in cases like this, that matters. But something else doesn't sit right. Anna came into town with something valuable. A high-end racing bike, worth over $100,000. Rare, expensive, impossible to ignore. And now it's gone. So investigators ask the obvious question. Was this a robbery, or something staged to look like one? They search the house, carefully, methodically, looking for signs of forced entry, struggle, anything out of place. Nothing. Then they move outside, scanning the surrounding area. And that's when they find it. The bike, dumped nearby. Not stolen, not taken far, just left there. Too easy, too convenient. And that's when the theory changes. This wasn't theft. This was a distraction. Someone wanted police to believe one thing, while hiding another. And that meant one thing. This killer wasn't careless. This killer was smart. Very smart. So police shift focus. They start collecting real evidence. The kind that doesn't lie. The kind that tells the truth no matter how carefully someone tries to hide it. Shell casings. Small, cold, but powerful. They hold answers about the weapon, about the shooter, about what really happened in those final moments. And now the investigation turns toward people, toward those closest to the victim. First, Caitlyn. They test her hands for gunshot residue. A simple but critical step. The result comes back. Nothing clean. She didn't fire the weapon. Or she was careful enough to make it look that way. But she gives them something important. Something that shifts attention again. The last person Anna saw alive. Colin. As investigators dig deeper, they uncover something chilling. Something that places a shadow over everything. CCTV footage. Grainy, distant, but clear enough to matter. A black Jeep, driving toward the house that night. Quiet, slow, almost watching. And then, gunshots, screams, and silence. The kind of silence that feels final. The killer disappears into the dark. No clear face. No license plate. Just a shadow moving through the night. But shadows don't stay hidden forever. Because days later, police see that same Jeep again. Not in the dark. Not far away. But parked right outside Colin's house. And now, everything becomes serious. They bring him in, sit him down, and tell him Anna is dead. They watch him closely, every movement, every reaction. He looks shocked, but something feels off. He avoids eye contact. His words feel uncertain, like pieces that don't quite fit together. And the question begins to form. Is it grief or guilt? Then slowly, the truth begins to unfold. Colin wasn't just Anna's friend. There was history between them, feelings, something deeper than he first admitted. And there was someone else, someone who changes everything. His girlfriend, Caitlyn Armstrong. Their relationship wasn't stable. It was complicated. They had broken up, gotten back together, and in between, Colin had a relationship with Anna. A secret, one that didn't sit well with Caitlyn. And now, jealousy enters the story. And once jealousy takes hold, everything changes. Police run the plates on that black Jeep, hoping for answers, expecting something unexpected. And they get it. The vehicle doesn't belong to Colin. It belongs to Caitlyn. And just like that, she moves from the background to the center of everything. They bring her in, calm, careful, controlled, but underneath, something feels tense, guarded, like she's holding something back. Then suddenly, everything shifts. The warrant they used to bring her in is invalid, wrong date of birth. Just like that, she's free. And she knows it. They try to keep her talking, try to understand, try to get something. Anything. But she shuts down, asks for a lawyer, refuses to explain why her car was at the scene. And then, she walks out, just like that. But police aren't done. They go back to Colin, dig deeper, push harder, and what they find paints a clearer picture. Arguments, jealousy, control, tension building over time. They learn how Caitlyn checked his phone, how she didn't like Anna, how emotions were starting to spiral. And then comes the final piece, the weapon. Colin had bought a gun for Caitlyn, for protection. But that same gun uses the same caliber as the shell. Casings found at the scene. And now everything is lining up. Car at the scene. Motive. Weapon. But just as the picture becomes clear, a new problem appears. Caitlyn is gone. She's fled the country. Disappeared. Using a fake passport. She's running. But you can't outrun everything. Police track her digital footprint. Follow the trail she thought she erased. A flight, a location. Costa Rica. She's there, hiding in plain sight, working as a yoga instructor, blending into a peaceful environment, pretending everything is normal. But one small mistake changes everything. She responds to an ad, simple, harmless, or so it seems, but it's a trap, and she walks right into it, even after trying to change her appearance. Even after trying to disappear, one thing gives her away, her eyes. She's arrested, brought back, and finally forced to face what she tried to escape. But even then, she tries again, desperate, running, climbing out of a window, chasing one last chance at freedom. But this time, there's no escape, because the truth had already caught up to her. surveillance footage, cell phone data, ballistic evidence, all pointing in one direction, all pointing to one person, Caitlyn Armstrong, guilty. November 16, 2023. The verdict is final. 90 years in prison for a murder driven by jealousy, obsession, and betrayal. And when everything is said and done, when the noise fades, when the story settles, one question remains: how close can danger be before you even realize it's there?